Now on Denver 7 News at 10. From a sunny Saturday to hail and rain.
It's like a hurricane, damn.
We track the storms on this Weather Action Day and the cool down to come. Families in Castle Rock left devastated after 2 teenagers are killed in a crash just before the start of their school year.
I try to give people grace, and I think now at least we're trying to get people vaccinated, which is most important.
Plus, as monkeypox cases rise across the U.S., Colorado health officials are finding ways to beat the spread in at-risk groups. And beers, bikes, and having a blast, a Tour de France-like event makes a comeback in downtown Littleton. We start off tonight with a Weather Action Day, a wall of clouds pushing through the Denver metro. This cool time lapse shows the storms rolling in, and they did cause some damage along the way as well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jacqueline Allen. Let's bring in Katie LaSalle, who has been tracking these storms all day long. They're lightening up now, but Katie, tomorrow we can expect a new round.
Yes, good evening to you, Jacqueline. We've issued this Weather Action Day on behalf of widespread heavy rain likely for the metro area. A flood watch will go into effect tomorrow afternoon, lasting until midnight. All areas shaded here in green, and that does include, unfortunately, the Cameron Peak and Calwood burn scars. Tomorrow, the rain is expected to start and become very widespread after about 2 o'clock. But at this hour, we are still seeing storms out there. A live look at our radar and satellite, we saw some heavier rain roll into downtown Denver, now making its way out of east near Pena Boulevard and the airport. Some abundant lightning and strongest thunderstorms right now near Cheyenne Wells and Kit Carson, and widespread rain down through our Sangre de Cristo mountain range. But those storms and showers will lighten up tonight and then will be much cooler for tomorrow. We'll see monsoon moisture combined with a cold front, and through the afternoon and evening hours, that's where we're expecting that potentially moderate to heavy rainfall impacting the metro area, and it could lead to some flooding. Now here over in Metro Denver for tomorrow evening, that's our best chance for seeing that rain becoming more widespread from Colorado Springs out across the plains. And with this, why we've issued an action day and why the National Weather Service has put the flood watch in effect. 1 to 2 inches of rain could be possible in as little as 45 minutes. I'll take you through the extended future cast hour by hour tomorrow, still to come.
All right, thank you, Katie. Lots going on. The storms mean some major damage in Brighton. Broken poles and trees and power lines are causing outages for more than 1,000 homes. Now, luckily, power has been restored for a lot of those homes. United Power says the outages were first reported around 4:30 this afternoon. Crews have been working all evening to try to restore power. Now, if anyone in this area finds fallen power lines, stay away from them and immediately report it to United Power or the fire department. Concert goers at Red Rocks Amphitheater had to wait out the storm before the show could go on. Take a look. The amphitheater alerted guests with the stage screens that tonight's concert would be delayed because of the rain. The band Train and Jewel are headlining tonight for their AM Gold Tour, which is fitting because look at this rainbow that showed up right behind the stage right after the storm. All right, an unthinkable tragedy just before the start of school. 2 Castle Rock 17-year-olds were killed and 2 others are in the hospital tonight after they were hit by a man accused of driving under the influence last night. Denver 7's Rob Harris has the latest from law enforcement and how the teen school is changing back-to-school plans in the wake of this tragedy.
It was just before midnight Friday night, here on the I-25 frontage road in Castle Rock, that Colorado State Patrol says a Honda pickup was heading north.
The 4 occupants of that vehicle were all 17 years old. 2
17-year-old boys and 2 17-year-old girls were hit by a Toyota SUV heading south. CSP says 25-year-old Ricky Avalos Trujillo was behind the wheel of that Toyota, suspected of DUI.
There's simply no excuse for it, and unfortunately, it far too often results in tragedy, whether it's for the individual that makes that decision or, unfortunately, as seems to be the case here, other people that pay the price for a very, very poor decision.
The 4 teenagers were taken to the hospital. 2 were pronounced dead. They were identified by Castleview High School as Colton Bellamy and Audrey Todd. The other 2 teens were injured, one seriously. Their names have not yet been released. In a letter to families, the principal here at Castleview High School said they'll have the district crisis team on site Monday and Tuesday to talk with students and staff who may need extra support as school starts back up again.
The principal says they're going to be adjusting the schedules for the first week back to school. They're going to send out information on that to parents soon. I've also been texting a Castle Rock City Council member, and she says there are already plans to permanently honor Colton and Audrey, as well as to support their families. In Castle Rock, I'm Rob Harris Denver 7.
Thank you, Rob. Aurora Pride celebrated its biggest year yet this Saturday with an estimated 10,000 people in attendance. Now, among the booths and vendors, there was also a Tri-County health trailer. And new this year, they are offering monkeypox vaccines, about 400 total, to target a high-risk population here in Colorado. The executive director of Aurora Pride says he and Tri-County Health worked very closely together to make this happen.
So many people have been, hunting and searching for this vaccine, and so we're so happy that they can come here, get vaccinated, and be safe.
I think the government has failed us many times, and they're kind of behind the ball on this one. But the fact that they're trying to catch up, it's very important.
And right now, the limited supply of the vaccine is only available to those who have been exposed and men who have sex with men. Now, as of Friday, Colorado has had at least 80 monkeypox cases. The White House is scrambling to make more monkeypox vaccine doses available to the public. For now, officials say there are more than 1 million doses on the way to the states, but that's not enough to cover everyone who's eligible. The CDC estimates around 1.7 million Americans are at high risk. Right now, more than 7,500 cases have been reported in 48 states, with most of those cases being in New York City. All right, we want to thank you for your generosity during our 7 days to help end hunger call center. So far, we've raised more than $21,000 to help the Food Bank of the Rockies, and Denver 7 Gives is adding $10,000 on top of that. Every dollar counts. Food Bank of the Rockies is getting less food than they used to from manufacturers, grocery stores, and the government. Food they normally would pass along to more than 700 other food pantries and partners across the state. There is still one more day to help, so you can donate at thedenverchannel.com. The Littleton Twilight Criterium made a comeback today. Take a look. If you've never been before, it is a day full of racing, including professional men's and women's races. There's also a beer garden, live music, and a cruiser ride for those who are not quite at the pro level just yet. Denver 7 is a proud sponsor of this event. Coming up on Denver 7 News at 10, training for a triathlon is not for the faint of heart. We meet a Colorado man who keeps coming back for more. You won't believe how many more, all while helping others with a much larger challenge.
And it was a beautiful morning there for the Ironman in Boulder. Skies will clear across the state by morning. It's going to be low 80s for highs tomorrow and more of that heavy rain on the way. Your full forecast coming up.